Well, in this segment, I want to welcome Brian Hoops. He is the president of Midwest Market Solutions. He's based in Springfield, Missouri. And Brian, I have some new data hot off the press here. Haven't even had a chance to really look at it yet, but let's share it with everybody here at the same time. It's our new export inspections numbers. They just came in from USDA. And remember, it was delayed a day. They normally would come out on Monday. So here they are. Corn, 795,228 tons that were shipped out of the country last week. That's up slightly from the 788,000 that we had the week before. Sorghum, pretty consistent actually, at 74,141 tons. Last week it was about 77,500. On the soybeans, boy, a big jump upward there in shipments, 992,294 tons. The week before, 640,000. You have to keep in mind, a year ago, though, at this time, it was 1.08 million. On the wheat, 501,990 tons last week. The week before, 567,349. And a year ago, that number was 363,000. Let's look at our futures trade and get caught up on everything. On the corn market today, we're hanging on to some pretty decent gains all across the board. March up 3 3/4. We're at 381.5. Soybean trade today has been on both sides of unchanged, kind of flopping around here. We have March now a half higher at 894.25. And let's look at the wheat. In Chicago, we have the March wheat currently trading 13 3/4 higher. Look at them go. 556.5 is the last trade. Meanwhile, in the Kansas City market for the hard red winter wheat, we're higher there as well by 11 1/4. We're at 476 3/4. Minneapolis wheat has been trading higher this morning as well, kind of bringing up the rear, but still up 8.5 cents at 534 1/4. So, Brian, first of all, anything in the export inspections numbers that really grabbed your attention here?
Hey, good to talk with you, Marlon. Yeah, inspection numbers were pretty decent across the board for corn, soybeans, wheat. All of those, I think, were where the trade wants them to be for this time of year. We certainly would normally see a slowdown for corn and soybean inspections and shipments as we go forward into late February into March as South American supplies do become available.
All right, on the grain markets here, the corn firming up today, wheat definitely firming up. We talked about the short Australian crop, seemed to get the market's attention. What is it that's lifting the corn, or is it the wheat that's pulling the corn higher?
Yeah, the Australian wheat crop probably going to be the smallest since 2008, and just 3 years ago they had a crop around 32 million tons. So certainly this is down considerably, but it's not totally unexpected. The forecast a month ago was about 15.8 million tons, so it's not much of a drop here. But the market, I think, is really reacting to some supply concerns out of China. There was news over the weekend that some supply issues of rice, cotton, and wheat in that country are in jeopardy, and the market has really reacted to it. We're seeing Chicago wheat with double-digit gains, and that's spilled over into corn. Cotton futures sharply higher, U.S. rice futures higher, all following what's going on in China, as those markets in China were sharply higher overnight. Market's certainly reacting to supply issues quicker than what it is reacting to as far as demand news, and that comes in the form of the China talking about granting tariff exemptions on nearly 700 U.S. goods.
Okay, we'll come back in a moment. We'll take a look at cattle and hog trade as well. Brian Hoops is our guest. We'll be back after this. Let's take a look at our livestock trade, and we go back to Brian Hoops of Midwest Market Solutions in Springfield, Missouri. Well, on the live cattle board, here again, we've been chopping around all over the place today, and now it has turned steady to lower. February unchanged now. The April has now gone down 40 cents. We're at 119.92. There for a while, we were about a dollar higher or so. We have the June contract, 17 lower now at 111.83. Okay, let's take a look at the feeder cattle market. Now, feeders this morning were trading stronger than the live cattle cousins, and they still are, but boy, they've paired those gains here somewhat. March now 45 higher at 138.97. April up 20 at 141.57, and then the gains get lower as you go further out. In fact, September's down 13 cents. Taking a look now at the lean hog market. Right now in the lean hogs, boy, they have been having kind of a tough go today. April back to unchanged. And now May down 28 cents at 72.72, June down 53, and the July is showing the biggest loss. It is down 75 cents at 81.67. So, Brian, you and I were talking during the break about the China deal where they're going to put on exemptions to the tariffs as of March 2nd. It doesn't seem like it's really helping the cause when it comes to the meat trade today.
No, it's really not. These are two products that really should be beneficiaries of China putting these exemptions on tariffs, beef and pork. And we have seen quite a bit of demand in feeder cattle. Everybody's anticipating we're going to see strong exports this summer. So they're naturally buying feeder calves, trying to position themselves for that boom in export business. But today it's been a choppy, weaker market with the stock market being down. Cattle show list this week, 236,000 head. That's up from 228 a week ago. And that suggests the cash trade could be steady to weaker this week. And, we're already holding a $2 to $3 premium in the February futures over last week's cash trade. If it slips again, these futures are going to be considered to be well overpriced where the current cash market is.
Thank you, Brian, for the comments today. Brian Hoops of Midwest Market Solutions. He's in Springfield, Missouri. Christina, I wanted to point out the Dow is now down 228 points. And the big commodity funds that are long or short, we get a Commitment of Traders report on Friday. They are net long on cattle, about 37,000 contracts, and net long on the hogs, about 9,300.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. We'll see where the day takes us. Thank you, Marlon. Brand new Back to Business week.
Yeah.